obudde bwe bumu ng'era zigenda mu ssaawa nga 5.
He came the same time towards 11.
What happened when he returned?
Bwe yakomawo kye kyatuukawo.
Era yayimirira ku gate nga bwe yayimirira the day before.
He came and stood outside the gate just as he stood there the previous day.
Yes.
Namulaba engeri gye nali mulabyeko nga twayogedde naye era ne ngenda ku gate.
When I saw him, the fact that I had talked to him, I approached the gate.
Yes.
Bwe yandaba n'aŋŋamba mbadde nkomyewo ku nsonga gye twayogeddeko jjo nga nzize kola payments.
When he saw me, he told me that he had come to finalize what we had discussed the previous day and to sort the payments.
Yes.
Namugulirawo gate.
I opened the gate for him.
Did he come with anything as he entered?
Ng'ayingira yali alina ky'alina.
Yalina akasawo buno obw'aba beginners aba baby class ng'akaweese ku mugongo ke yaŋŋamba nti ke kasawo ke nali mugambye ak'okugulira omwana okuleeteramu engoye.
He had a small bag, the one for beginners where they carry their clothes from, and he told me it was for the child I had asked him for.
Okay.
Namugulira ne mutwala mu office ya coordinator, Madam Odong Annette.
I opened for him and took him to the office of the coordinator, Madam Odongo Annette. Adongo Annette.
She's called who?
Odong Annette.
Sorry?
Odong.
The other name?
Annette.
Just to make good use of the microphone. Yeah. Oh, so you led him to the office of Odong Annette? Yes? What did you find in the office?
Nga mugenze mu office ya Odongo Annette mwasanga ki?
Yamwaniriza n'amuwa akatebe n'atuula.
She received him and gave him a seat.
Okay. Ne mumwanjulira ne bye twali twayogeddemu naye olunaku olwali lwayise.
I introduced him to Madame Odong and told her that we had talked the previous day.
Yes.
Madam Odong naye yamuinterviewingamu n'amubuuza ku nsonga z'omwana oyo.
Madame Odong also interviewed him about the issues of that child.
What did Odong interview him about?
Yamubuuza ku myaka gy'omwana.
Madame Odong asked him about the age of the child.
Did he reply?
Yaddamu
n'atugamba nti omwana si yamuzaala.
He told us that he was not the father of that child.
Naye omwana oyo alina maama we ayita strugglinga n'obulamu kubanga omwami we yali yamulekawo n'amulekera omwana oyo.
He told us that the mother of that child was struggling in life because the father had abandoned them.
N'atugamba ye yali avuddeyo ng'omuyambi azze okuyamba omukyalo oyo abeere nga amulabirira omwana oyo n'okumuweerera.
He told us that he was coming in as a good Samaritan to help the woman and take care of the child.
Yes.
Era yatugamba ye kwolwo yali azze kiriyalinga bya ssente n'agamba nti ajja kusindika maama w'omwana ajje n'omwana tumugyeko documents z'omwana ezimukwatako.
He told us that for him he had come to pay and he was going to send the mother of the child to come with all the documentation.
Yes. Twamala Madam Odong n'amubalira ssente naye yazimubaliranga mu bitundutundu.
What do you mean?
Otegeeza ki?
Yamubalira omwezi emitwalo 12.
Madam Odong also calculated the fees for him, 120,000 shillings for the month.
Omutwalo ogwa registration.
10,000 for registration.
N'emitwalo 6 egya uniform.
And 60,000 for uniform.
Yes.
Omwami bwe bamala okumugamba ssente ezo ye mwennyini n'azigatta n'atugamba emitwalo giba 19.
After being told of the amounts, he added it up and he told us it was 190,000.
What did he use to add up the money?
Yakozesa mutwe gwe okugatta ssente ezo.
He used his head to calculate the money.
What followed?
Can we please keep some peace, please?
Tukakane.
Do we say he used his head? What is the correct interpretation?
He used his head to calculate the money.
Mental work.
Okay, he used his mental work. He used mental work to calculate the money.
But in vernacular, the interpreter was correct. Yes. Ma'am, you say he calculated the money and told you that the total was 190. And what followed?
Ogambye nti yabala ssente n'abagamba nti zaali 19,000. Kye kyaddako?
Mrs. Odong yaggyayo calculator confirming.
Mr. Odong got a calculator to confirm. Mrs. Odong got a calculator to confirm the amount.
Yes.
Bwe yamala okubala ku calculator n'amugamba kituufu.
After using the calculator, she confirmed it was true.
Yes.
N'amugamba amuwe namba y'essimu kubanga ssente zaali ku mobile money.
Ani yagamba ani?
Mr. Christopher n'agamba Madam Anet amuwe ennamba y'essimu kw'abateeka ssente kubanga ssente yali aziyina ku ssimu.
The accused requested Madam Odong to give him the contact where he can deposit the money because he had it on mobile money.
Yes.
Ennamba baagimusomera n'akolako deposit ya mitwalo 19,010.
Who read the number to the accused?
Ani yamusomera enamba?
Mrs. Odong yamusomera ennamba y'essimu eyiye.
Mrs. Odong read out the number for him.
Yes.
N'ateekako emitwalo 19 mu 50 ng'e50 za withdraw charges.
He then deposited 195,000, 5,000 being withdraw charges.
Yes. What else happened?
Mrs. Odongo yangamba ngende receipt book muwandikire receipt.
Mrs. Odong requested me to go and get a receipt book so that I can issue him a receipt.
Yes.
Bwe nali mpandiika receipt ne mubuuza amannya g'omwana ge mateeka ku receipt.
As I was writing the receipt, I asked him for the names of the child so that I can include them on the receipt.
Did he tell you the names of the child?
Amannya g'omwana yagakugamba.
Amannya g'omwana yagaŋŋamba naye we yayogera omulundi ogwasooka saasooka kuwulira ne mugamba pardon.
He told me the name of the child, but at first he told me the name I didn't hear, so I asked him to repeat.
Yes.
Mu kifo ky'okunziriramu yasipeeringa amannya gombi yagansipeeringira nga nze bwe mpandika ku receipt.
Instead of responding, he instead spelled the names for me as I was writing on the receipt.
Era amannya gaali Zuriel Onyum.
The name was Zuria Onyangu.
Please spell that name for the court.
Z-U-R-I-E-L.
Okay.
O, the next name is O-N-Y-U-M.
Zuriel Onyum. Okay.
Okay, so did you write the receipt?
Receipt wagiwandiika.
Receipt nagiwandiika ne ngimuwa.
I wrote the receipt and gave it to him.
What followed?
Kyekyaddako.
Mrs. Odongo yamugamba tweyanzizza omwana tumulinze ku lwokubiri nga bamuleese ne mami we.
Mrs. Odong thanked him and told him that we were waiting for the child to be brought on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yafuluma wabweru n'atambula.
He moved out and started walking.
Towards a gate.
He started walking towards the gate.
Yes.
Bwe yatuuka ku gate namugyako attention nga ndowooza afuluma.
When he reached the gate, I did not pay attention anymore. I thought he had left.
Yes.
Nakutama n'esika drawer ya Madam Anit nsobole okuzaayo receipt book.
I bent to pull the drawer of Mrs. Annette to put back the receipt book.
Yes.
naye mba sinnaba kugiteekayo nentunula mu ddirisa kubanga otunula mu ddirisa oba olengera ekigenda mu maaso wabweru.
But before I could put it, I looked through the window, because through the window you can easily see what is taking place outside.
Yes.
N'addamu okulaba omwami eyo ng'akutamye wansi naye nga wansi waliwo omwana ng'akutamye bw'ati. Nga wansi waliwo omwana yeebase ku ttaka nga amukutamyeko.
I then saw the accused person bending on a child who was on the ground.
Was he bending? Was he squatting?
He was bending.
Yes.
Mu bwongo bwange nasooka kulowooza nti ali kukuba mwana.
In my mind, I thought he was beating the child.
Yes.
N'adduka misinde risiiti nagisuulawo wansi n'enziruka misinde we yali.
I threw down the receipt book and ran towards where he was.
Yes.
Natuuka mubuuza abaana baffe okuba baaki.
When I reached, I asked him why he was beating our children.
Yes.
Naye yali tannanziramu genda otunula wansi nga waliwo omwana gwe bayita Keisha Genrot.
Before he responded, I saw Keisha Onyum.
Keisha?
Agenworth was down
ng'ali mu kitaba ky'omusaayi.
in a pool of blood.
What else did you see?
Ki ekirala kye walaba?
Omwami oyo yayimuka ng'akutte akambe mu ngalo.
The accused person got up when he was holding a knife in his hand.
Yes.
Omwami oyo yali sipide nnyo mu bintu bye yali akola, yabakirawo omwana owookubiri immediately.
He was so quick that he immediately grabbed another child.
Yes.
Nagenda okulaba naye ng'amuteeka wansi ng'awanise ekiso n'emmanya naye ayagala mumusala.
I then saw him putting the child down, and he had a knife. I understood that he was also going to cut another child.
Yes.
Bwangu nakwata obugaali abaana bwe bavugirako wabweru.
I immediately got one of the bicycles the children use outside in the compound.
Yes.
Nenkamukasukira.
I threw it at him.
Yes.
Bwe nakamukasukira yasooka n'aleka omwana gwe yali akutte n'asooka n'angoba nze.
When I threw the bicycle at him, he left the child and then started running after me.
Yes.
Nadduka nga bwe ndekaana naye natuuka n'engwa wansi.
I was running while making an alarm, but I later fell down.
Yes.
Bwe yalaba nga ngudde wansi yandeka n'addayo n'adda ewali abaana.
When I fell down, he left me there and went back to where the children were.
Yes.
Bwe namalira okusituka wansi okuddayo nasanga asala owookubiri ng'amumaliriza.
By the time I got up, I found when he had finished cutting the second child.
Yes.
Nakwata akagali akalala nenziramu nenkamukasukira nga agoba omwana owookusatu.
I again got another bicycle and I threw it at him as he was running to get the third child.
As this was happening, where were the other caretakers?
Ebyo byonna nga bigenda mu maaso, bakeyateeka abalala baali luddawo.
Ekintu kino kyagwawo mu bwangu, byonna byaliwo mu ddakiika ezaali entono ennyo. Mrs. Odong yali amaze okufulumawo wabweru ng'akuba alam. Keyateeka omulala we byahapeningira yali atutte baana manju kubanga tubawerekera for short call n'okulongoosa emanju potties. Byamusanga ali manju. Baali bakamala okulya break nga keyateeka omulala ali kulongoosa room naye awo we yasaayo omwana wokubiri eyali alongoosa kiraasi mwe baaliridde breakfast ne Mrs. Odongo baali bafulumye nga bakuba nduulu bayita buyambi.
Okay,
so you are going to go
you're
slow,
going to go
over
slow
again.
and
Sorry.
yes, and the question was, where were the other caretakers? And you're going to tell us slowly. Tell us so and so was here and another person was here, so that we are able to understand, because we were not there.
Bakubuuziza abakeyateeka abalala gye baali ng'ebyo byonna bibeerawo, n'olwekyo ojja kutugamba keyateeka gundi yali wano, ono yali wano, kubanga ffenna twali tetuliiyo.
So where were the other caretakers?
Bakeyateeka abalala baali luddawa.
Keyateeka omu yali mu room mwe baali baliridde breakfast ng'alongoosa.
One caretaker was cleaning the room where they had their breakfast from.
Yes.
Keyateeka omulala yali atutte abaana abamu emanju n'okulongoosa emanju ku potties.
This other caretaker had taken some of the children for short call, and he was also cleaning their potties.
Yes.
Mrs. Odongo yali mu office ng'alina report gy'amaliriza mu office.
Mrs. Odong was in office finishing some report.
Yes.
Omufumbi yali mu ffumbiro ng'afumba.
The caterer was in the kitchen preparing food.
So you say you were throwing the bikes at him and making noise. Did they respond?
Ogambye nti waali omukanyugira obugaali nga bw'okuba enduulu, bajja okulaba ki ekyali kituuseewo?
Eyali alongoosa ne Madam Annette baavaayo.
The one who was cleaning and Madam Annette came out.
naye tebasooka kumanya kyali kigenda mu maaso kubanga bana babiri be yali asaze baali wansi kati baalaba angoba nga tebamanyi lwaki angoba.
But they could not tell what was going on because the two he had cut were down and they didn't know why he was chasing me.
So you say he cut the second child. Did he do anything else?
Ogambye yasala omwana owokubiri waliwo ekirala kye yakola.
Do you know the second child that he cut?
Omwana owokubiri omumanyi.
Omwana owokubiri saamunotisinga kubanga saasobola notisinga feesi ye awo.
I didn't notice the face of the second child.
What else happened?
Kyekirala ekyatuukawo.
Kati bwe nalaba ng'agenda proceedinga ku mwana omulala ne mukasukira akagaali omulundi ogwokubiri.
I saw him proceeding to get the third child and I threw the bicycle at him for the second time.
Is it second or third?
Second.
No, second. Second time.
Second child. Okay.
No, the second time when I threw to him the
Okay.
bicycle.
So this is when he was proceeding to
To
which
the
child?
third child.
The third child. Okay. Yes. So what followed?
Kyekyaddako.
This time round yangoba.
This time he chased after me.
Naye nali nzijudde okutya nga nkankana naddukanga nga bwengwa nagwa ebigwo bisatu.
I was scared and in panic, so I was running while I was falling down. I fell 3 times.
Yes.
Bwe nagwa omulundi ogwokusatu yantuukako n'agalula akambe ke.
When I fell the 3rd time, he got close to me and put up his knife.
Yes.
Engeri gye nali mmaze okulaba ng'asaze bali eri namanya nange agenda kunsala n'enzibiriza amaaso.
Because I had seen him cut other children, I thought he was also going to cut me, so I closed my eyes.
Yes.
Naye yandeka n'adduka n'addayo mu baana still.
He still left me and went back to the children.
Yes.
Nalwawoko wansi engeri gye nali ndimu entiisa.
I took long to get up because I was scared.
Yes.
Nagenda okusitukawo nga ali ku mwana gwe yasala eyasembayo owokusatu saamulaba nga yamusala ndi awo wansi nga ndi traumatized.
By the time I woke up, I found when he had finished cutting the last child. I did not see him cut the 3rd child because I was traumatized.
Yes.
Era omwana gwe yasembayo Sala gwe namulaba ng'asembayo Sala yali Ryan Odeke.
The last child I saw him cut was called Ryan Odeke.
Yes.
Awo bannange endulu ze baali bakubye waliwo eyali aziwulidde nga z'okutuyamba.
At that point, my colleagues had made an alarm and there was someone who had come to rescue us.
Era nalaba Cyrus Bukenya yasooka okujja n'asamba gate n'ayingira.
And the first person to arrive was Cyrus Bukenya. He came, kicked the gate open and entered.
Cyrus
Bukenya.
Bukenya.
Cyrus who? Bukenya.
Who is Cyrus Bukenya?
Cyrus Bukenya yani
baali bazze nga balina bye bazze okukola ku church. Baali ku church compound.
they had come to the church compound. They were doing something there.
So Cyrus came first. What followed?
Cyrus bwe yasooka okujja kye kyaddako.
N'abalala basatu bajja bamuvaako emabega. Kwaliko Bashir, kwaliko ne Timothy ne Moses omukuumi.
So these three people included Bashir, Timothy, and who?
And Afande Moses.
Other three people came following Cyrus, and those were Bashir, Timothy, and Moses, the security guard.
And who is Bashir?
Bashir yani
Bashir ne Timothy be bamu ku baali balina bye bazze okukola ku church.
Bashir and Timothy are some of the people who had come to the church to do some things there.
How about Moses?
Ate Moses
Moses security guard yali agenze patrol we byabeerawo ng'ali ku patrollinga kubanga patrolling ekifo kino kyonna.
Moses is a security guard, and he was doing patrol over the whole place.
So by the time Bashir, Timothy, Moses, and Cyrus came, where was the accused?
Silas, Bashir, Timothy ne Moses we baayingirira. Omwami Christopher yali luddawo.
Cyrus we yayingirira yamusanga ng'akyasala omwana asembayo ng'akyakutta omwana asembayo amusala.
At the time Cyrus entered, he found the accused person holding the last child so that he can cut the child.
And what happened?
Kye kyatuukawo.
Yamuarrestinga ne bamukwata.
He arrested him.
He or they?
Was he alone when he was?
Ye yamusookako banne nabali abalala ne bajja ne bamwegattako.
He's the first one to arrest him, and the rest came and joined him.
Where did they take him?
Baamutwala wa?
They confined him.
Bwe baamala omukwata baamutwala wa?
Baamuleeta ku gate waliwo akayumba k'aba security.
They took him to the security room at the gate.
Yes.
Ne bamusibiramu kubanga mob yali abantu baali batandise okujja nga baagala kumukuba.
They locked him inside the security room because the mob had gathered and they wanted to lynch him.
Taking you a little back, at the point of arrest, where was the knife that he was using to kill the kids?
Nga bamukwata akambe ke yakozesa okutta abaana abo kaali ludda wa?
Bwe yalaba nga abasajja bayingidde
When he saw that the men had entered,
yakakasuka wabweru wa fence.
he threw it outside the fence.
Did you observe any other thing as he was being arrested?
Nga bamukwata olina ekintu ekirala kye walaba?
Nalaba nga bamusikamu obwambe obulala bubiri bwe yali atadde wano mu stocks.
They pulled 2 other knives he had kept in the socks.
Anything else?
Waliwo ekirala?
Awo abantu bajja n'abazadde ne batandika okujja nga buli omu anoonyamu omwana we ku baali basigadde nga balamu nga bwe babatwala.
People started coming and even parents came looking for their children and started taking them back home.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Poliisi yajja n'efulumya abantu okuva mu ssomero.
Police came and asked everyone to come out of the school. Hold on.
What else?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Let's proceed.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Poliisi yagazetinga ekifo nga tekyakkiriza muntu yenna kuyingirayo.
Police cordoned off the premises and they could not allow anyone to enter.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Poliisi yangamba okuggyamu engoye ze nali nyambadde nzibawe kubanga zaali zijjudde omusaayi.
Police asked me to remove the clothes I was putting on because they were soaked with blood.
How did blood get on your clothing?
Omusaayi gwatuuka gujja ku ngoye zo?
Bwe baamala okwarrestinga oyo omusajja nalowooza nti maybe waliwo omwana gwe nsobola otwala mu ddwaliro kati nasitula Keisha nga njagala mudduse mu ddwaliro eyansiga omusaayi.
After they had arrested the accused persons, I thought I could save one of the children, so I carried Keisha, and that's how I got blood on me.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Abapoliisi banzijjako statement.
I made a statement.
Okay, apart from the statement, after this man cut the kids, you say you tried to save, to lift Keisha. Where did you take Keisha?
Ogambye wali oyagala kutaasaako omwana n'ositula Keisha, wamutwala wa?
Nafuluma gate, naye we nafuluma gate nagenda okulaba ng'ensingo ye yonna ng'esaliddwa nga sayini ziraga yali afudde.
I went to the gate, but by the time I reached, I saw they had cut her neck and she had passed on.
about the other kids?
ate abaana abalala
Keisha namuzaawo namuleka ku gate ne ngenda nkebere ku balala ndabe naye bonna nasanga nga ndaba obubonero bwe balina nga balabika baafudde dda.
I left Keisha at the gate and went to see other children, but when I reached them, they had signs that they had also passed on.
So what happened to their bodies?
Kyatuukako ku mirambo.
Omukyala gwe bayita
What happened to their bodies?
waliwo omukyala gwe bayita Aunt Harriet yaleeta emmotoka ne babateekamu ne babatwala ku ddwaliro lye bayita Wenz Medical Center.
There is a lady called Aunt Harriet. She brought a vehicle and they took them to Wincy Medical Center.
How many kids did she take to the medical center?
Yatwala abaana bameka ku medical center.
Batwala basatu.
They took 3 children.
Where was the 4th one?
Ate owookuna yali luddawa.
Owookuna bamulekawo ku lubalaza.
The 3rd one was left on the veranda. The 4th one was left on the veranda.
Why?
Lwaki?
Saamanya naye nsuubira baarwashinga abaateekamu tebaamanya.
I don't know, but I believe the people who were taking them to the vehicle didn't know that there was a 4th one.
So what followed after Aunt Harriet took the 3 to the medical center?
Kyekyaddako nga Aunt Harriet atutte abasatu ku medical center. Him that all the 3 children had died.
Did you confirm yourself?
Gwe nga gwe wakikakasa.
Keyateeka munnange baamutwala ku Wenz.
So do you know what happened to the kids after police came?
Poliisi ng'emaze okujja omanye kyatuukako ku baana.
Nawulira nti bwe babajja ku Wenz baabatwala e Mulago.
I heard they were picked from Wenzi and taken to Mulago.
Okay, so as the accused was cutting these children, if you may tell court, how was he behaving?
Ono omusajja bwe yali asala abaana abo yali yeeyisa atya?
He was not talking anything but he was breathing heavily.
Yali tayogera naye nga yali assa nnyo.
You say he came with a bag. Where was the bag?
wagambye nti yajja n'akasawo. Akasawo kaali ludda wa?
Akasawo kaali ku mugongo ne mu process yonna ey'okutta abaana kaali ku mugongo.
The bag was at his back even throughout the process of killing the children.
And you say you issued him with a receipt. Had you given him that receipt before he left office?
Ogambye wamuwandiikira receipt wali ogimuwadde nga tanafuluma office.
Nagimuwa.
I gave it to him.
If I show you a copy of the receipt that you authored, will you be in position to identify it?
Bwe bakulaga kopi ya receipt gye wamuwa osobola okugitegeera nti yeeyo?
Nsobola.
I can.
Before I do, did you get to know what happened to the original, the one that you had handed to him?
Original eya receipt gye wali omuwadde yalagawa?
Original nalaba abapoliisi nga bakebera ebintu bye yalina mu kasawo nga yalimu.
I saw police officers as they were searching his bag and it was there.
So if I show you a copy, how will you identify it?
Bwe bakulaga kopi ya receipt eyo ogitegeerera ku ki?
Handwriting yange ngimanyi.
I know my handwriting.
What else?
Ki ekirala?
Erina headline ya Gaba Community Church.
It is headed with the words Gaba Community Church.
Apart from your handwriting, what else?
Okuggyako omukono gwo.
Nateekako signature yange.
I also signed on it.
Please look at the copy and tell court if you do recognize it.
Tunula ku kipapula ekyo olabe oba okimanyi.
Nkimanyi.
I know the document.
How do you know it?
Okimanyi otya?
Handwriting eriko ndaba yange, signature yange.
I see my handwriting and my signature.
Ndaba ye receipt gye tukozesa buli lunaku.
And it is the receipt we use every day.
In whose names?
Eri mu mannya gaani?
Okello Onyum.
It is in the names of Okello Onyum.
Is it dated?
Kuliko ennaku z'omwezi?
Kuliko ennaku z'omwezi nga 2/2/2026.
It is dated 2nd April 2026.
For which amount?
Emitwalo 19.
Zaali ssente mmeka?
Emitwalo 19.
190,000 shillings.
Let me have it again. For which purpose?
Zaali zaaki?
Kuliko daycare fees plus uniform plus registration.
for daycare fees, uniform and registration.
My Lord, we pray to have it in as a PID.
Have any objection to having this document admitted for identification?
No, my lord.
Okay, a photocopy of Gaba Community Church receipt number 2958 is admitted for identification and it is marked PEID 1.
My Lord, that should be it from us. She's available for cross-examination.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mwaganya, and thank you so much, Ms. Phoebe. We are not going to have you cross-examined. It is coming to, it's actually 6 o'clock. I think we need to break off now. So when we come back, which will be Wednesday, then the lawyers for Mr. Okello will ask you some questions. But I want to thank you so much for coming today, and we condole with you upon the loss of these children.
Obudde butukute n'olwekyo ab'oludda lw'omuwaabirwa tebagenda kubuuza bibuuzo leero, bajja kukubuuza ebibuuzo olw'okusatu nga tukomyewo, naye Oweekitiibwa Omulamuzi abasaasira ku ebyo byonna.
A good evening to our viewers. So far, what we can tell you, the court session is done. we are resuming on Wednesday this week. That will be the 15th of April 2026. So the session for today is done. So far what I can tell you, 5 witnesses have testified in this matter, including the parents of the deceased, of the children who were murdered, and these include the parents, which parents included the mother and the mothers and the fathers for these children. So far, that is how the case is moving. The last person who testified was a caretaker called Namtebi Feibi. She's the one, she alleges that she saw the suspect who came the first day when she wanted to register his child was called Onyum. That was the child. So he came registering, yes. She came to register the child. Fortunately, they registered the child. They welcomed him as a parent to come and register the child who wanted care or wanted to have a placement at the school, that is Gava Early Childhood Development Center. So what she's told court that Okello came on the first day to register the child, but he was like, I'm not ready today, I'll come back the following day. He came the following day, that was on Wednesday, to register the child. When he came with a small bag containing the clothing for the child and even some other equipments which were needed by the school. He entered the school. He was welcomed by Madam Namtebi, who has just concluded testifying in court. He came, entered the office with everything which was required. That was the clothing for the child. That was called Onyum, his daughter. So they registered him. He paid the money for registration. It was over 100,000 for the child to register him. But after registering, he moved and he was like, I'll bring the child on Tuesday the following week. And the school was like, it's okay, we shall welcome the child. But as he was moving out, that is when Madam Namtebi, who has just testified in court, saw him bending where the child was, one of the child. But unfortunately, when he checked out, he was looking through the window, he saw he saw Okello with a child carrying a knife, just bending where the child was. So when he bent, he moved. Namtebi says that he moved out of the office where they are registered the child. So upon moving out of the office, that is when he saw Okello cutting the child. She tried to fight him. Unfortunately, Okello was trying to chase her around the school compound. She tried to use all the available means, making the alarm and everything, but unfortunately, because she was alone at the school, the security person had just moved this side to go through to check on the issues regarding the security. By the time all that was taking place, she was alone there inside the school, and other people had moved out to get some help because of what was happening in the school. Unfortunately, the cutting of the children was continuing as the lady, that is Feibe Namtebi, was trying to chase Okello out of the school, but he was fighting back. He was fighting back, then he goes back to cut. Fighting back, then he was going back to cut the children. So unfortunately, he managed to cut 4 children. During just a few minutes, he managed to cut 4 children, and they were taken to a certain hospital. I've been told that the hospital belongs to the school, that these children were taken to that hospital. It is called Wes Hospital, where they took the children. Unfortunately, everything was done because there was nothing to save, because all the children were already cut and nothing was left. So that is what happened. As I've told you that the case is continuing, it is a mobile court session which will run for the whole week. But unfortunately, tomorrow we're not going to be here. We shall come back on Wednesday with the hearing. What will happen here on Wednesday, that will be the cross-examination. The defense will be cross-examining the witness, the last witness who has just testified, who has just given the evidence in chief from the prosecution. That is when we shall start. That is where we shall start from. Maybe to take you back, among the witnesses who testified was the mother of Gideon Etuku. That one, after testifying in court, she had to faint. Immediately after testifying in court, she had to faint, and she was taken for some aid by the Uganda Red Cross. So with all that which you will be unveiling here at Gaba Early Childhood Development Center, we shall be bringing you live everything, as everything is unveiling. The presiding judge in this matter is Judge Alice Komhanj Kauka. I've told you so far, 5 witnesses have testified in this matter. I thank all the team I've been working with, that is Karim and Bernard. They have done a very great job to bring you whatever is happening at Gaba Early Childhood Development Center. With all that said, we thank you for all that you've been here since morning up to now watching UBC. I thank you and have a good evening.
Mukama wange.